Hi, I'm Margaret, and welcome to Garden School. Well, about a month ago, I brought in some plants that had been outside for the summer, and I brought something else in with them. And I'm discovering now that there are fungus gnats flying around, especially around my plants and near the windows. Well, what can you do about them? And is it a problem? Let's talk about that. So in this saucer, I had an amaryllis plant, and the amaryllis was out during the summertime, brought in at the fall. And all of these are dead fungus gnats. So we've got a little bit of a population. Now, a fungus gnat, their life cycle is 7 to 10 days. And what they do is they lay their eggs in the soil, and the larva will eat, fungus mycelium that's in the soil. And then they emerge as these little flies and fly around and irritate you. And then that's their life cycle. So anyway, we've got some bugs here, some flies, gnats that we want to control. Now, the fungus gnats, the larvae really want to have a moist environment to live in. And so if you have overwatered a plant, you may discover that you've got the fungus gnats because you've got some fungal mycelium growing in your potting medium. So be aware of that. Some suggest that letting the top inch or two of that pot, of that container, really dry out before you water, or water from beneath. Sometimes that's not available to do, so you have to go with another situation. And I'm going to use the integrated pest management and use the least invasive method first, and that's going to be using a sticky trap. So this is the trap. It's got a sticky substance on either side of this yellow card and a stick that the card can adhere to. And then here I've placed it in this Christmas cactus container, and it should be attracting the fungus gnats. It's the yellow color that attracts them, and then they get stuck in that sticky substance on the card. Oh, an update. This is about a day and a half later, and you can see that I have been successful in trapping some fungus gnats on the yellow sticky stuff. Yay! Because fungus gnats are also attracted to light, they're going to congregate close to a window, and where there's also probably some moisture many times. And I found another kind of trap I'm going to try too along the window here, where you just adhere this patch to the window and then peel off the film that's on the front, and it exposes it to the sticky substance, and the flies, as they're going to fly toward the window where there's light and probably some moisture, they'll get stuck on that as well. Now, if you don't want to have that yellow card in your plant container, or your plant is not next to a window where you could put that other strip, you can do something like this. This is just what they call desert sand. It's not salty beach sand, but it's washed desert sand, and they call it soil cover. You can probably just, play sand, I suppose is fine if it's washed. And you can just make a very, very thin layer on the top of the soil in that container. And that will prevent the gnat from laying its eggs because there's no moist soil in which it will find. That's something you can do also. So we've tried to incorporate methods of integrated pest management by using the least invasive method first. If this didn't work, you know, the next step you might want to go to is some kind of insecticide. I'm not going to do that. That's not my choice. But you'd want to start with the least invasive thing first. And we started with the sticky traps and then using a method of covering that soil with a clean sand. Well, you can leave these cards in place until, you know, for maybe up to 3 months if you want to. I'm going to just kind of monitor them. I did find them a little bit difficult to put together because the cards didn't want to stick onto the sticks, but I see they're already, the flies, the gnats are already sticking onto the cards. So that's good. They are sticky, but the reason we want to do this is, well, for one, to reduce the number of annoying flying gnats. Yeah, we don't want that around in the house. Another reason is that the larvae in the soil, they might do some damage to plant roots. Probably not, but they could. Now, if you want to trap the larvae themselves, they suggest putting a slice of raw potato on the soil, and then you'll see perhaps the next day or so, by lifting it up, you'll see the little small white worms, larvae with a black head. And then you can just pick that up, throw it away so they won't hatch. Then you won't they won't hatch into the adults and you won't have them flying around. Well, that's one method that you can do without using pesticides. That sticky substance is like a tanglefoot or a product like that. You could even make them yourself, I suppose. Well, I'm gonna try this and see if it works. And I think I probably have a few cards left to put in the greenhouse where I'm noticing a little bit of gnat activity. Well, a little bit about fungus gnats, why you might want to get rid of them. Well, there's always more to learn in the garden. Bye-bye.